To this point, we already know that the SEC changed everything in 2025. A crypto-friendly supervisor took over, and the US cryptocurrency market is beginning to wake up. I am sure that the whole economy is becoming more open to the idea of using crypto technology in every step of the way and changing how money works by using digital assets, stable coins, and even the networks that support them. There will be a lot of talk about 2025 as the year that cryptocurrency changed everything. When we really look at it, we need to pay attention to what the SEC is still doing, right? We already knew that Paul Atkins had been talking about and using cryptocurrency since the middle of the month. On August 15th, he did say that he talked to Mornings with Maria on Fox Business about the SEC's crypto project and other things the SEC is doing to protect investors, help US companies grow, and even make the US the crypto capital of the world. This center for cryptocurrency around the world has been talked about for a while now. We heard about it for the first time in November 2025 and then again in December 2025. Everyone kept saying, oh, well, you know, it's not going to happen. You know, everything is just a promise that will never be kept. The issue is that, in my view, every action taken so far in 2025 is a strong sign that every part of the government and everything around it is working to make this happen. On July 31st, Paul Atkins said, "Thank you, a one policy, for having me here today to talk about Project Crypto. This will be the SEC's North Star in helping the president make America the crypto capital of the world. This also takes us back to that date. Our market is about to start a new part of its past. Project Crypto is an attempt by the whole Commission to bring up-to-date securities laws and rules so that the US financial markets can work on-chain. Also, isn't this the big update to say, guess what? The SEC made a big change. Our goal is to make sure that everything goes through on-chain. We've hit a certain point in the history of cryptocurrency. In this case, I mean that the SEC, which has been against it for years, is now saying, you know what? We will do everything we can to make sure that the stock markets are updated and moved to the blockchain. It's crazy to think about that. The President's Working Group released the PWG report, which had specific suggestions for how the SEC and other agencies could build a system that would keep the United States at the top of the crypto asset markets. This paper is a plan for how to make the United States a leader in blockchain and Bitcoin technology. By working with Project Crypto, the US will remain the best place in the world to start a business, make new technology, and do business in capital markets. To begin, we will work to bring payments of cryptocurrency assets back to the United States. According to the PWG report, one of my main goals will be to set up a regulatory system for the distribution of cryptocurrency assets in the United States as soon as possible. To help the president reach his goals, the SEC must also make sure that market participants have a lot of choices when it comes to where to store and trade cryptocurrency assets. Third, one of my main goals is to make it possible for market players to come up with new super apps. Fourth, I told the Commission staff to update old agency laws and rules so that on-chain software systems can fully deliver on their promise in our markets. Lastly, new ideas and business owners are what keep the American economy going. The President says that America is known as the nation of builders. The SEC will help our country's builders instead of holding them back with rules and laws that everyone has to follow. It makes me happy to work with my co-workers in the government on these projects so that the United States can become the world's center for cryptocurrency. This isn't just a chance for teens and young adults. The head of the SEC said this is crazy. The President's Working Group report on the Digital Assets Project, the Crypto Genius Act, and other upcoming laws are meant to make the United States the world's Bitcoin hub. Check it out. The president said that he wants to make the United States the world's crypto capital and that the whole world will use American technology. At the SEC, all of our different divisions and offices are working together to make that statement come true. The same goes for our corporate financial department, investment management, and other departments. We are thinking about what we can do to make sure that the SEC's rules cover crypto assets and give people some peace of mind going forward. Congress and we are working together. Of course, the Genius Act was signed into law here a few weeks ago with a big event at the White House where the president spoke about it. I thought that was a great step forward. There are also other bills being thought about in Congress right now. I'm looking forward to a lot more progress when they come back from break. After seeing all of these changes, I believe that now is the best time to get into cryptocurrency because these markets are going to get a lot bigger. And it's not just because the SEC tells us these things are happening. Not at all. The truth is that everyone involved in the crypto trade is now in the United States. This year has already been crazy for cryptocurrencies. I found this post, which seems to cover everything, right? You're telling me that the US will start to store Bitcoin as a strategic reserve after 2025. That year alone brought us the Genius Act, the Draft Clarity Act, the Crypto Task Force, the decision against Epic Games, the revocation of SAD 121, and the opening of 401ks to cryptocurrency. A lot of people now said they weren't going to buy it at all. Scott Bessant also said that the Treasury is committed to looking into budget-neutral ways to buy more Bitcoin in order to boost the reserve. In this case, it means they want to buy more Bitcoin in a way that doesn't hurt their budget. Something needs to happen here. But the fact that plans are being made for this tells us everything we need to know, doesn't it? All of this is strange because I want you to understand what it means for projects like XRP and companies like Ripple. So we can talk about tools made in the United States again. Based on CoinMarketCap, XRP is the largest coin made in the United States. There is also the fact that Ripple is an American company. Because the SEC just finished its case against Ripple, this is the best time for both XRP and Ripple. When we think about how all of these groups are working together to make America the world's center of cryptocurrency, shouldn't we already be seeing some big changes? Yes, we are. That very same day we got this speech, the Federal Reserve said it would stop its program to keep an eye on new actions in banks and start using the normal way of keeping an eye on them again. Guys, this is big.